Here we are, everybody, back again. I guess you like that music, Tom. You'll jam out
I
over
do
it.
like that music.
All right, Power and Speed. We're back again.
Power and Speed.
And phone number is 908-751-0211. If anybody wants to talk about anything, I think we might have a few calls today. Tom, Crunch, and Tad sort of are here. Tad is in the penalty box.
Yes, he is.
He is in the penalty box because he didn't complete his homework assignment. So I'm making him watch the winning Racing Life of Paul Newman documentary before he can come back.
He would have made. Mike would have tried to make Crunch watch it too, but Crunch can kick Mike's ass.
Yeah, I had to let Crunch go. He slimmed down a little bit. He's looking all fit. Yeah, I don't need to get beat up. My own house, that'd be bad.
Non-violent.
What happened this weekend? Anything interesting?
Well, I was supposed to race at the track, and I didn't show up. I wasn't ready to race. But I lost the deposit, and I have a lot of cats on me because they're mad I didn't show up. You know, I played the game by the rules. I didn't break any rules, but I didn't give enough courtesy from what I've been told.
Enough courtesy,
right? Because the guy had to travel from down south. But you know, there's a story to everything. And,
yeah.
You know, the guy, this particular opponent of mine, is a young guy who has never raced before. He has a race car, a light car. So I was taking my streeter to run him head up, which I feel I can beat him. But, you know, things didn't work out. So I don't just pay the man. You know, we have to go through the motions.
Right.
So I gave him an out, and he didn't take it. He told me he was going to go through the motions. So now people are looking at me like I'm a bad guy because he had to drive all the way from Georgia.
From Georgia?
Yeah. He came all the way up from Georgia. But we text back and forth on Wednesday.
Right.
And I told him it's 60% chance of thunderstorms. If you want to go through the motions, it's your choice from here on out. He said, I'm coming. So there's nothing else for me to do after that.
So he kind of knew that you didn't want to do this because of potential weather and everything else?
Right.
But did it rain?
Right. It rained. Our deposit was to be in the lanes at 2 o'clock. It rained at 3:45. So he won the deposit technically because of the rules.
How much deposit was it?
$250.
What?
He laid me his $500 to my $250.
So wait a minute.
2-1.
This guy locked up a race from Georgia.
Right.
For a deposit of $250. And just so we're clear.
Right.
Both of you guys could have been at the track. If anybody decided that they weren't going to race, we just lose a deposit.
Right. That's what a deposit is for. A DP is for if you back out.
Now, so, I got that.
Right.
And I'm sure most of the listeners now understand that.
Right.
Who in the right mind locks up a $250 deposit from Georgia?
Well, this guy, he's from up here, but his family's from Georgia.
Oh.
He lives down there now.
Okay.
So he was in school, young guy. You know,
okay.
He's a good guy. You know, I'm not going to bash him the way they're bashing me, but he just learned a lesson in shenanigans that he started. Because once we locked this money up for a $2,000 or better race, it was for $2,000 or better. Once we locked it up, he came on the internet 3 weeks later saying he might have family problems and he won't be able to do the race, asking me, did I want to get out of the race or can we get the money back? I told him no, pay the deposit. That was like 6 months ago. Pay the deposit, and then when you get right, we'll put another one up and do the same race. So the shenanigans started with him a long time ago.
See, I probably would have been, if he had a legit family problem, like if he could have given me like a qualifying note or something, I don't know. You know, I probably would have let that go. But I mean, the lesson that somebody should have learned here is that if you're going to lock up a deposit for $250 and it's going to cost you $500 in fuel to get here and back, probably.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
not the best decision he made this week.
No,
it's all right.
Or
it's all right.
This year,
it's a learning experience, you know.
So you're taking some heat on this one.
Oh yeah, definitely, because I could have handled it better.
So what are they calling you? Like, what are they saying?
Oh, they calling me all kind of names and stuff, you know, whatever. On my resume as a driver in the Graduations for Cash game, my deposit section alone is 15-6 with this one loss. So it was 15-5 Friday. Now I'm 15-6 with just deposits alone. So to me, it's $250 and one notch on the belt.
So
I can handle that.
What that means is that for 21 deposits put up, you have raced more times than you haven't.
Yeah, well, I raced. I don't know what my record is, like 23-12 or something like that.
Okay.
33-12 or something like that. I don't remember what that is. But I've had 15 deposits decided with no race.
Right.
So it's 15-6 now.
Okay.
You know, I've had some for 500, some for 1,000.
Oh, so 15 of them went in your favor.
Right. And
six of them went in the other guy's favor.
Right.
Oh, you're good.
Right. Well, I'm just saying mentally.
If you're a baseball player, you'd be killing it.
Yeah, but, you know, I don't like to lose at all. Yeah. And the only thing that stops me from racing is if I can't take that vehicle and go race.
Yeah.
So, and what they want from me is common courtesy. But I don't have to tell them what my game plan was, or what went wrong.
Right.
That's nobody's business. So they're
So then I can't ask my next question.
You were going to ask if the car was done.
Well, yeah, I was going to ask why you didn't race them.
Well, actually.
But now I'm not going to.
I couldn't bring the car to the track that day.
Why? Paint wasn't dry?
And I had it painted a while before that.
All right. So
but it's just,
paint was dry.
Things I have to do. That's all. So I wasn't going to give my money away. So he had to earn it. I gave him an out. He didn't take it. This is how the game goes.
Yeah. And I mean, look, if he's upset because he lost 250, or, you know, he's upset because he came all the way up here for 250, he came up here for 250.
Right.
If he had the out to be like, all right, look, we're not going to do this, or the weather's bad or whatever, there was a free out.
Right.
I don't know. I would have taken the out if I knew the weather was going to be shitty. And I guess if people don't realize it was bad here. I mean, there was potential for a mess. It just, the mess happened later.
Right. Which is cool, you know. But he wanted to play the let's go to the track game and do it earlier and all that. And I wasn't going to stress myself out and my team and do that. So here I am. I can handle it.
Go team.
You know.
If anybody wants to call in and talk to Crunch, 908-751-0211. And we will take the calls. You know, the only thing I'd say, if anybody's going to call in and, you know, discuss this with Crunch, be respectful. Okay. No need for all kind of name calling or cussing or anything.
Can they say hillbilly?
They can say hillbilly.
All right.
I won't be offended.
I won't be offended if they call me a hillbilly. But on a better note, I discussed my wager with the barber to lose the 30 pounds in a prior episode. Well, the weigh-in was Saturday, and I stepped in there. I had to be 229 or less. I stepped on the scale at 229 with no shirt on, and they made me put my shirt on for the bet. So I put the shirt on, stepped back on the scale, and it was 228. So they had to pay $600.
Nice.
So it wasn't all that bad. I lost $250 to the race deposit, won $600 at the barbershop, got a haircut.
Made yourself more healthy in the process?
A little healthier.
Yeah.
I got to get in a barbershop bet.
Well, I don't think my barber will be making that bet anymore.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
Was he pissed? Like, did he really think you couldn't do it?
I mean, I think they were, when they thought I had to put the shirt on, it was going to take me like a pound over.
Yeah.
And if it was said 230, I would lose.
Yeah.
I don't understand it myself. I put the shirt on and jumped on the scale. It was 228.
They should have got
I had no idea.
They should have got a better scale.
It was magic.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because if you get on and off a scale and it's goofy, you need a better scale.
Yeah, but it's okay.
Not if you're on a winning side.
Yeah, it don't matter. Yeah. Good for me.
Yeah, be like, you picked that fucking scale.
Yeah, so that's my weekend coming.
I don't know when Tad will be done.
He's probably sleeping.
No, he better not be.
With his hand in the popcorn.
Did you actually tell him he had to sit there?
No, he's just retarded. Well, I mean,
because I went in and said, "Come on in, Tad," and he wouldn't move.
I think he just likes the movie.
I think he likes the movie.
Oh, well, the movie is good, I hear.
Yeah, it is good. It
is good.
I had John was here, stupid, and he was he's doing something with one of his circle track cars or some shit, and he came over here. What do you need? He needed a valve spring removal tool.
Yeah,
and I said you should watch this, and I said I turned it on so he could see it, and he had stuff he had to do, and he kind of sat there like zoned out on it. Like he's like, and his phone was blowing up. He's like, I gotta go. And he like kept watching it. But it's a very good movie. The movie we're talking about is Winning, The Racing Life of Paul Newman. I guess Tom and I can talk about it. Crunch didn't see it. He saw bits and pieces.
It was really good.
And we'll wait till Tad comes in and we can discuss that a little bit. We got a couple things we can talk about today, I think.
We're gonna wait for Tad.
Well, you don't have to wait for him.
Well, he might be sleeping. He really might be sleeping.
No, he wouldn't be sleeping.
Then he's eating.
No, he's eating. He's digging into popcorn every 30 seconds. I made him popcorn too.
Yeah, I started to mention that you have a popcorn machine in the living room.
Yes.
I thought it was just like a living room decoration, and come to find out, it pops popcorn.
Yeah, it pops popcorn.
Wow.
It's legit.
fired off a couple of them because I knew I was going to make Tad at least go through the motions to sit there like he was in a penalty box, and then he's like, okay, I want to watch this. So he's sitting.
Well, it's free. That's why.
Oh yeah, that's true. The cheap fuck didn't have to pay for it. I bought it.
You did.
Popcorn was good too.
And the popcorn was free too. Yeah, a cheap bastard.
Really is.
So I had a wonderful weekend.
Yeah, you did.
I did. Had a wonderful weekend. Crunch, did you notice something is missing today?
Actually, I saw the pictures that you sent me of the tow truck guys taking away the killer. So I'll let you explain what happened with the killer.
Okay. This is one of those rare times that I can say that I'm completely innocent with a clear conscience. Completely.
Completely?
Yeah, I'm not
Completely.
I'm not buying that.
Completely.
I know he is, but I'm still not buying it.
Okay.
I went out for a ride.
Right.
Wasn't beating on it.
In the vet.
Wasn't beating on it. Wasn't driving it hard. Nothing. Wasn't fucking with anybody. Wasn't doing anything. I went out. I got a soda. A lot of times I'm a little fucked up. I don't know why this happens, but I love to go out like late,
Mm-hmm.
like 12:30, 1 o'clock, sometimes 2 o'clock if I can't sleep. Like I'll get up. Like I usually go to bed like around 10 o'clock or so. I'll get up at like 12:30, 1 o'clock and be like, fuck it, going for a ride. And just go for like 100 and something mile ride just to think.
Okay.
Because nobody bothers you. The phone's not ringing, you know.
Yeah. They got a $90,000 vet outside.
A lot of people do that.
Do they?
No.
Okay. Asshole.
Okay.
So I just went for a ride. And now this was not a late night ride. This was like maybe a like dusky ride.
Okay.
Just I went out to get a soda, shocker.
I know.
And I drove up the driveway, and you know my driveway is a gravel driveway, and I'm putting along, you know, in first gear, just put because the tire just picks up shit and throws it all over the place. So I'm just taking it easy.
Right.
I get up to the top of my driveway, push the clutch in, and as soon as the clutch moved about, I'd say, a quarter of its travel,
right,
thump, pedal arm right to the floor by itself, like pulled away from my foot, gone.
Done.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And it gets you because it's not normal behavior. The
right.
clutch doesn't do that. So it took me, I'm like, whoa, and jammed on a brake, shut the, I'm like, what the fuck just happened there? So I hooked my foot into the clutch, pulled it up, touched it again, pump, right to the floor.
Wow.
Where were you? Where the driveway splits?
Right up here where I turn around. All right. So another thing, you've seen the Corvette, it's backed into the garage.
Right.
You know, so what I do is I come in and I make like the turn.
Right.
Well, at the bottom of my driveway in the front there, right like where you would stop and then start to back up when I went to push the clutch in and it didn't go in or it went in by itself and didn't stop. It's a little bit of grass there. So it fucked up the front spoiler too.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, that's an $1,800 carbon fiber piece. So I called GM. That was on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Called GM on Friday morning because they were closed by then. And it's been going ever since.
Well, they alerted you and let you know that the clutch doesn't work, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that they did.
I did get the phone call and told me we found out what's wrong with your car. The clutch isn't working.
Wow.
Oh.
He texted me that, and I was thinking, oh, my God, he must be hating on them with passion.
Mm-hmm. So I told GM that while I know that we don't exactly have 5 million listeners a day, that I would be discussing this. So we just, not to bore everybody, but I just want to put it out there in case somebody from GM happens to be listening to this. 3,800 miles of motor. Okay? Motor. I don't mean got hurt, made noise. No, motor. Like as in broke.
Blew up.
Okay?
I got you.
At that 3,800 miles, there's a gentleman that's on the Corvette forums, and he's all over the place. I think his name is Keith or Kenny or something. I could probably go back and look, but he's the Corvette, quote unquote, representative that, like, I guess is the social media representative.
Okay.
For sure.
Send him, send him an email, like at 1,800 miles, and said, look, this thing's really noisy motor-wise. And I kind of got an email back that sort of said, well, the Z06 kind of has like a racing engine, and racing engines are noisier. And I'm like, oh boy. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I said, what people complain about is lifter noise. Apparently the blocks, it's expansion of the block. The block is aluminum, so they say certain areas expand more and less. So it's a very odd mechanical lifter noise. It's not very even.
Okay.
Like a mechanical cam is nice. Like everything sounds good when everything's adjusted nicely. To a mechanical guy, it sounds nice, mechanical. I can't describe it. When you've got one loose valve, you can hear the frequency. You know it's half a crankshaft speed. You know what it is. You got a couple loose valves, back and forth. You hear it. This is just all fucked up.
You sound like John.
Yeah.
You got your music down packed. I like that.
So
Make your music go.
So listen. So I called these guys up, and I was like, "Look, this isn't a valve train noise. This isn't that frequency. It's crankshaft frequency. Something worse is wrong with this thing." No. Now I notice the oil temperature is coming up very fast when you start it. Like I'd get to the end of my road, which isn't very far, and it'd be 200. And I'm like, that's not good. Called up the dealer. This was Kerbeck at this point. Said, listen, oil temperature is coming up really fast. And I don't like what I hear in the motor. The guy tells me it's getting warm. And you have a race motor, so it's noisier. And I'm like, oh boy.
Here we go.
Okay.
That was the second contact. Third contact was now I've lost 20 pounds of idle oil pressure and probably 15, maybe 10 at higher speed. No. The oil gets used. It gets a little better. The oil temperature comes down. As the oil temperature comes up, the oil breaks in. You lose a little pressure. I'm like, really? I was like, listen to me. The oil temperature will go from 75 to 200 in under a mile of putting along. Something is tight. Oh, by the way, in all of this, they did change the battery once because when you went to start it, it was like it was tight.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Hand built.
Call them back again when now it makes noise and it has 10 pounds of oil pressure. And they tell me, don't worry about it. That's within spec. I'm like, are you sure? The guy says, drive it, enjoy it. So I drove it that night on Route 78.
Blow it up.
And broke it.
Oh, man.
It didn't disconnect at that point. I did get it back here. It was so noisy. Rod noise. I was embarrassed driving it at a traffic light when somebody pulled it next to me. That's how loud it was. It sounded like a 1968 Chevy Camaro that had been pulled out of the weeds.
Wow.
That all occurred by 3,800 miles. Several trips back and forth to the dealer on the tow truck every time to change the motor, to then take it back to find out they left the ground off. When I picked it up and turned right around, went back to the dealer. Then they sent it back to me again. Then the anti-lock brakes weren't working. Sent it back again. They sent it back. Now we've got the clutch problem. I'm pissed.
So what's
lemon law?
No.
Yellow car?
Nope. Can't do it.
That sucks.
So I told GM that I really don't want it. I asked the tow truck guy if he could drop it. I mean, I've tried everything. This is just bad luck.
And it's so fast. It felt good. When
It's
going through the gears.
I like the car. I don't like that one. I really don't.
It looks good too, Mike.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I do. It's nice when you can look at it and say, I like it. Crunch, we got a phone call.
Uh-oh.
What if this is for you?
What's the area code?
I don't know. I can't say. My contacts are all fucked up. It's Dad is busy. He's in movie watching mode. He's not screening. But
I just asked him if he's screening.
No, he's not screening. He could. He could just walk over but I don't have the computer on, so he'd be all banged up in there.
Yeah.
All right, hang on a minute. Hey, buddy, you're on the air. Hello?
You just hung up.
No, he shouldn't have.
Maybe you booted him.
Maybe I booted him.
Super genius.
We might have a problem. Hang on. I'm checking the board here to make sure I got everything right. Nope.
Don't hang up, man. Technical difficulty.
No, we should be good.
He might have just called in to listen.
He could have. Let's try again.
You can't see the area code?
All right, we're back again. Can you hear us, buddy, or no? No, and he's getting signal. We're feeding out to him.
All right.
We might have a problem with the phone system. We'll have to look at that.
Moving on.
Isn't that wonderful? Don't you love it when technology just doesn't?
Yeah, it just blows up in your face.
Yeah, it's great.
And Tad's real helpful right now.
Yeah, well, he'll be in a minute.
I'm telling you, he's drooling on himself right now. The movie's over. He fell asleep. He's got popcorn all over his shirt. And he's drooling.
We actually, Crunch's son is sitting in here. He's in the studio because he came in with Crunch. Do me a favor, that retard that's on the couch, see how far away he is from finishing that movie. All right, he's going to go check on our retarded friend.
Poor kid has to be exposed to that.
Yeah, right. That's a great experience. Yeah, nice friends you got there, Dad.
Yeah.
One thing that I wanted to talk about, and I hit you guys up with this question, and you're probably like, what the fuck is Mike getting into with this? But I have a reason behind it.
I thought it was a pretty cool idea anyway. I don't even know what your reason is, but
I actually have a pretty good reason behind it. What toys did you have when you were kids? Like what, like we all had shit that when we were kids that we'd like to mess with, and something that stuck in your head. And I mean, we're all car guys. So I was trying to figure out if the toy matched our personality or the personalities or the interests were shaped by the toys.
What, did you have Cabbage Patch Kids or something?
No. No. Thank you, Tom.
I had the Hot Wheels cars, though.
Yeah, I did.
Matchbox and Hot Wheels.
Yep.
Never really got big into that.
No?
No. Never really got big into that. Wow, this sucks. We got another phone call. Let me try bringing this.
Why does that suck?
Because nothing's fucking working.
Oh, yeah, I guess that would suck.
Dope. Hang on a second. You're on the air. Can you hear us, or is it our phone system fucked?
I can hear you.
All right, so it's the other guy. Dorian, I guess, is the guy who's on one. Your phone don't work.
Something don't work.
Something don't work.
Maybe he's just listening. And
maybe he could just be listening. I'm not going to hang up on him. I mean, he can hang up and call in. All right, so what do you got going on, buddy? What's up?
Not too much. Just sitting here with my 10-month-old listening in on to your conversation.
10-month-old? Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to be careful. See, it's kind of, this is tough because you try to be cool with the language, but it's sort of tough.
At 10 months.
Yeah, you guys are fine.
Pretty safe.
At 10 months, you're safe. See, I don't know anything about them things. I don't have any of them.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm sitting here with my 19-year-old, so you got a long way to go.
Well, let me ask you, while we just started talking about this, you're a caller. Can you remember back? How old are you, sir?
I'm 26.
26.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So he's a young kid.
Yeah.
Little whippersnapper.
Yeah.
What kind of toys did you have? Like, obviously you're a car guy, you wouldn't be listening to us, but what did you, like, what do you remember when you were a kid saying this is the coolest thing in the world?
I was honestly a big Hot Wheels guy. I had about 1,000 of them, honestly.
Wow.
And
that's what I'm talking
I'd say that and probably Lincoln Logs were my favorite toys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got a lot of Lincoln Logs.
I got to tell you a Hot Wheels story real quick. Because,
here we go.
And I'm not talking about when I was a kid. I was married already, had 2 kids. My kids were young, and we built, in my first house, we built a Hot Wheels track. And it was 20 feet long. And it was drag racing only.
This doesn't end up with a removal of a Hot Wheels from an orifice or anything, does it?
No.
Okay, just want to make sure, because I know a little bit about you, Tom.
But listen, I had friends and one of my cousins over, and we would do it a lot. And it got so competitive that I literally, and I still have the videos, I had a high-8 video camera at the finish line, and we would fight over who won, like, got down to the top of the ladder, and it would be so close you couldn't tell who won.
What was it, just a downhill competition, like soapbox
downhill
derby
and
with
straight?
Hot Wheels?
Yeah. And Hot Wheels, I still have the track. They make a little starter thing. There's 2 little things that hold the cars, and you push the button, and they depress at the same time, and the cars go down the hill, like soapbox derby, and hundreds of cars. And we'd be drinking and, getting hammered. And
grown men. Fun.
Yeah.
Car guy.
And
fun.
the kids would want to come, or they'd want to come watch, and I'd be like, get upstairs. Actually, no, they were so little they didn't care, but it was fun.
I never got into that. Did you like actually have competition with your cars, or was it just a play with them kind of thing at the age you had?
I just played with them.
All right.
Well, who is it?
I just played with them.
Who are we speaking to?
My name's Scott, and I'm from Michigan.
Oh, okay.
How'd you find us, Scott? I'm just curious.
I was just searching around Yellow Bullet one day, and I saw a post from Crunch, actually, and just thought that you guys had started this podcast, and I figured, what the heck, I'll listen in and see what it's about. And just kind of fell in love with it after the first one I listened to.
Well, thanks. We
Cool.
appreciate
Yeah,
that.
we do appreciate that.
It's tough because we're finding our way. We're not broadcasters. We're doing the best we can. But it's the car stuff. Like somebody said, well, aren't you going to run out of material? No.
Not until they stop making cars.
Yeah, it could be anything. And Yellow Bullet's tough. I mean, we'd like to post more up there, but listen, you get they're tough. And I mean,
yeah, there's a lot of keyboard junkies there that are big badass boys behind the keyboard.
Yeah. Well, you can post. Tell your friends that they should check it out. I posted once, and they took it right down.
Yeah, and you had your friend Vinny posted once. They took it down.
Yeah, they took him down too.
Well, quick question for you: what drag strip are you near?
Actually, I'm closest to Grand Bend and over in Ontario.
Okay.
I'm just south of Port Huron.
Okay.
But I go to both Grand Bend and Milan usually.
Oh, okay.
Milan's a good track.
Milan?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of action goes on right there.
Hell yeah.
That's an official.
I'm a racer, but
right.
so I'm not doing any of the grudge racing stuff. But I just don't have the deep pockets for that. So.
Where's Grand Bend? Is that up over that's up by the Niagara area, right?
No, actually, it's just about 45 minutes northeast of Sarnia. So it's,
I'm thinking of Cayuga.
Yeah, no, it's not that far.
Yeah, okay.
Cayuga, is that like Cayuga County?
Well, it's a racetrack up in over the border.
I think they got a circle track there, a dirt track.
Yeah,
too.
they do.
Yeah, because I know Brian was talking about going up there before I got him under control.
I believe it's asphalt. No, they might have dirt.
No, they have
too.
a dirt track for sure.
Yeah, they might. I know they have asphalt because Cascar used to run there.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to go to that stuff.
And what kind of car do you have, bro?
I have a '79 Z28.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
It's currently down. I'm doing paint and body work on it, and then after that's done, I'll be putting the new motor together and the new trans.
Oh, okay.
What kind of motor?
434 small block.
Oh, nice. That should be good. 23 degree, or you got some kind of crazy heads?
Just 23 degree. I got Dart 215 Pro ones for it.
No, that'll make power.
Yeah, that'll be pretty good.
I'm hoping I can make about 600. I want to go high 10s, low 11s.
Yeah. Oh, you should go faster than that, and you should make 600 pretty easy with that.
Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to be conservative, but we'll see.
Good.
All right, man. Well, listen, thanks for listening. If you can tell your friends and tell the people on Yellow Bullet that we're okay. Hopefully without us getting abused. But, I mean, we take callers, and we appreciate the call and appreciate you listening.
All right, well, I appreciate what you guys do for the sport.
All right, thanks man. See ya.
All right.
Yep, take care, gentlemen.
Bye-bye. That was nice.
Yeah,
that was
nice,
good.
friendly caller. And you thought it.
Is he still listening, or you clicked him off?
He was listening through probably like Mixler or something. Yeah. So if they're listening now, they're listening through Mixler.
Oh, okay.
So that's fine. But no, it was good. It was a nice caller.
Yeah.
All right. Michigan.
Hang on. Let's ask your son.
Is he sleeping?
Over there with his hat on.
Is he still watching it? Is he still watching the movie? He's still all right. Yeah.
He wheeled the popcorn cart over by the chair.
Do you have any? I'm just asking your son. Do you have any idea how weird that guy is? No, I'm telling you, he's pretty fucked up.
He doesn't. He will.
I thought that caller was going to say he was from Utah. I thought we hit the jack.
That would have been pretty good.
You want to go back to this other guy and see if he's there? See if he's listening. Maybe he's shy.
Yeah.
Well, what happened?
Hey, buddy, you there? Dorian, it says. Yo, man.
All right.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
Maybe he's just listening.
He might be on hold listening.
Yeah.
All right, that's okay.
So, what else we got? Okay, back to the toys.
About toys.
Okay, let's talk about toys.
Ironically, a car guy never got into the Hot Wheels stuff.
Never had.
Couldn't care less. Didn't have a motor. Didn't care.
What about the plastic models you put together, like Revel?
Oh yeah,
some of them.
I did
some
that.
of those. Yeah, you can get real creative with those.
Yep.
I did some of them.
I put big tires on a couple. I used to heat up a razor blade and cut out like where you'd put tubs.
That sounds like something Timmy would do.
Yeah, exactly.
I could just see him making little plastic roll bars and stuff.
I did that. And actually, when my brother and I used to fight, we both had models, and we'd fight. We're 11 months apart. I don't even know how that happens, but
yep.
So we would fight, and
Papa was a road.
We would grab each other's models, and we lived right behind this big forest. And we would throw each other's shit in the woods, or we'd go take it outside and smash it.
After putting in all that time to fix it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Now, Tom brought up one that I think probably a lot of real car guys had, and that was the visible engines, like the visible V8.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And I actually
couldn't
had
get it to work the first time.
Oh, I had
to
mine.
do it
That's a
again.
bad sign. You can't get it to work.
I mean, I put it together, and then when I hit the button, didn't move. Didn't make any noise.
Yeah, it was tight.
I had I had a visible rotary, a Wankel,
Wankle.
whatever you want to call them. I had one of them. I blew that up with a drill.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, blew that one up with a drill. I wanted to say,
Of course you did.
well, look, there's no valve train, and things should be able to go a lot of RPM, so why not? So, and I was sure I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, My mom and dad told me forever that I was into all sorts of shit, taking shit apart.
Yeah, that's what I did too.
Yep. At a very early age,
Yep.
they had to hide screwdrivers and shit because if it had a screw and I found a screwdriver, it was coming apart.
Yeah, radios,
Everything.
anything.
Yep.
And didn't even understand what it was, just taking it apart to see if you could put it back together.
That's true.
Another thing that I really loved was erector sets.
Wow.
I had the
I
real
remember.
Yeah.
metal erector sets
Yeah, with
the
nuts and bolts.
square, stupid nuts on
Yep.
one side.
Yep.
Now, this may sound crazy, but my grandfather
Mhm.
had a dune buggy.
Right.
And when I was like 5 or 6, he taught me how to drive the stick shift dune buggy.
Right.
The highlight of my childhood
Mhm.
was taking my grandfather's 73 Cadillac
Yep.
and pulling it up onto the jacks.
Uh-huh.
You know, the jacks that you drive
Yep,
onto?
the
They were
ramps.
orange. They were bright orange.
Yep.
And I couldn't wait till the day I could pull a car onto those bright orange jacks. And it has like a slot where it holds the wheels so you don't go over.
Yep. Yep.
And I pulled it in, perfect, got out. If I had a camera back then, I'd have took that picture.
And
Proud as hell, right?
right.
you jumped in a little well that held
Yeah.
the tires.
Yep, held the
so
tires.
you were in there and didn't
Right.
go over.
Yeah, I felt like I was a mechanic then.
We got the fireman calling again. Let's see what he had for a toy.
Uh-oh.
Yo, man, what's up?
What's happening, Mike? Crunch.
What's up, bro?
Hey,
Nothing.
What?
Let's see. Oh, go ahead.
What kind of toy? What were your things when you were growing up?
Holy smokes! If they had wheels, I had it. Hot Wheels, Matchbox, remote control cars. Let's see if you guys can remember this one. Mighty Mo.
yeah,
What was a Mighty Mo?
there were trucks, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Big old dump truck.
Yep, I remember that.
Friction drive motor. You rev it up and it'll pull under its own power.
Yep.
For a little while.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Now that's
And
coming back to
all the demolition derby cars with the T-pole stick and the one wheel in the middle.
All right,
To each other, they fly apart.
I have to alert everyone that Thaddeus is attempting to make his way into the studio.
He's in.
He's in. He's down. Hi, Tad.
Howdy, Mike.
Put your headphones on. Did you finish the movie?
It's done.
All right, hey, wait. First, you're talking to a guy about toys, and Tad takes over.
No, because Jeff, I know, watched the movie.
Oh, okay.
So, see,
How do you know that?
because I talked to Jeff. He's my friend.
Stalker.
You have friends?
Look, Tad.
Yes.
So now, Jeff, while we've got Tad in here, we'll jump off the toys for a few minutes since Tad just finished the movie. What did you think about that movie?
Me personally, loved it.
All right.
Loved it.
I did too.
I haven't met anyone yet who hasn't enjoyed it and hasn't learned an amazing amount about Paul Newman. And the movie we're talking about again is Winning: The Racing Life of Paul Newman. I couldn't believe it. I mean, a lot of inspirational stuff.
Hell
The guy
yeah.
was really amazing.
Yep, he was.
Tad,
Yes.
what do you think?
That was good. It's the only thing is, I'm a drag racer. Road racing to me is so like, but otherwise it was good. The more of how he started at 48 and took off,
Yeah.
which was a shocker because it's not like you're a kid and you rose up through the ranks. He just stepped in and got the bug and just went out from there.
So you're more of a drag racer, yet you're the one that would talk about Formula One to the point where people wanted to jam things in their ears to not hear you.
Formula One is a completely different animal.
Tad.
So many levels.
So many levels of fucked up you are. It really
See,
is.
you don't understand what F1 is, man.
What was that word he said?
I don't even know. I don't even know.
I know what it is. It's boring.
Yeah.
It's that freaking Memorial Day weekend, and the only exciting part was Lewis Hamilton coming into the pits when everyone else stayed out and losing the race.
That's exciting.
Yeah. It's just not there.
Exactly. There's no passing. Everyone's just kind of following each other. It's
The only thing I will say is a couple years ago when the motors were still in the 20,000 RPM range.
Yeah.
If they showed an in-car view of them racing around, I could watch that for a long time.
Yeah.
Because the sounds
20,000 RPM.
20,000. Yep.
and that sound, yes,
The sound is great,
sounds great. They're fast, but
now, now it's like watching a bridge rust.
Yeah, I like when they put the camera on with the heat sensors, and you can see all the temperature stripes across the tires that's going through the turns and everything like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of amazing technology in that, and the fact that they have these motors turning in excess of, we'll start at 15,000.
Yeah,
Once you're at
they turned
15,
them
you're
down.
into stupid areas.
Right.
Yeah, because they put the turbos on to try to make them more reliable. And
they're the Turbo 6s now, right?
Yeah.
But the racing is so bad. Like, it's just not fun to watch.
yeah, they changed it all up because now everybody's on such an even playing field. It's really whoever's really good. Now we don't have Schumacher anymore either. So
The bizarre thing is usually it's some rules guy coming in and trying to make it cheaper.
Right.
yeah,
And they have their budgets there's countries that don't have budgets as big as some of those teams.
Yeah, you're right.
come on, Mercedes, Ferrari, and Red Bull.
Well, like Newman,
Yeah.
he didn't race F1 stuff, obviously. But everything from SCCA,
The Le Mans, yeah, the Le Mans was the big stuff.
Yep. And then all the people that he was involved with over the years, the things he's done, like the amount of money that was donated from the salad dressing company.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy. 430 million.
Yeah. It was
He
ridiculous.
never took a penny of that.
Yeah.
Well, that for children's hospitals and stuff like that.
Yeah, 13 children's camps or something.
Very
Yep.
impressive. Very impressive.
And the Willie T. Ribs thing, I didn't realize how instrumental he was in getting Willie into
racing,
Into-
getting paid.
Getting him a job.
getting him
Yeah.
paid to be a paid racer. I would love to talk to that guy. I actually just got off the phone before we started with a gentleman by the name of Bruce Driver, who's a black guy that raced up here in some of the circle track stuff. And he's very talented. It's like everything else, though. You're a bunch of junky racers is what you are.
Yep.
And if you don't have the money to support your habit, you try to get a sponsor or whatever.
Right.
And Bruce might have a connection to see if we can actually talk to him. I think he would be a great interview to talk to. I'd even go as far as to try to get the guy to come here, or we meet him somewhere or something, because I think he'd be pretty good.
I agree.
There's a lot of really interesting things. So I told Jeff about it. He watched it, and everybody I know that's seen it has enjoyed it. So really, again, and we'll go back to it again. The movie, it's Winning: The Racing Life of Paul Newman. Adam Carrola, the way I heard about it, the Adam Carrola podcast, he's the one that put this together because he owns a few of his race cars. Paul Newman's previous race cars. Wow. It was a good flick.
I'm surprised you heard none of him talking over in the movie.
What do you mean,
Adam? Doing any voiceover or anything in the movie. It was all Paul Newman, all interviews of the ex-driver, stuff like that. But I didn't hear any Adam Carrola in anything.
No, he was only in one or two pieces that you heard him in the back.
Yes, the extras at the end.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's true.
I thought he did the whole interview.
If you watch the extras, which I don't know, see, I watched it on iTunes. Jeff, you watch it on iTunes?
Yes, there's
Okay.
extras on the
Yeah,
iPad.
there was no extras. But I could swear it was Adam talking to Redford. It sounded like him.
There might have been times I can't remember if there was any time that he specifically talked.
Oh, you didn't discuss it with him?
No, sorry,
Stalker.
but it was. But if you watch the extras, which those of us in the Apple world can. Sorry, Tom.
Okay.
There was the full length interview with Dempsey, and who was the other interview with, Jeff?
Oh crap! I forgot. I was only interested in the Dempsey one, so I forgot who else he talked to.
Yeah, but there was a full length. Oh, Andretti.
Yeah.
Yeah. Full length of Andretti and a full length of Dempsey, and they were both pretty good.
Mario Andretti?
Yep.
Yes.
And as a matter of fact, at the Indy 500 this year, they were going to run a 2-seater car that I guess Mario was going to drive, and they were going to have Adam in like the passenger seat. And I don't know if he passed on it or what it was, but he's like, he didn't want like all these people,
Like for a pace lap or something?
well, like for a couple hard laps right before
Yeah,
I guess they race.
Pass a physical for that. Well, at least in F1 you do. You figure in Indy you do too.
You mean to just be a passenger?
Yeah, because the G forces and stuff around turns. I mean, Indy it's around a turn, but
Yeah.
you're not on the brakes doing all that stuff. But
Yeah, but like he said for the speed that I think they said that the two-seater car goes 180 or something, and for Mario that's like driving down a highway.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They have those
If you're
two-seat.
going 180, you're going to get moved out the way pretty quick. Those guys are going in turns at 220.
Yeah, they're really going now. All right, Jeff. Well, anything else, buddy?
That's about it. I mean, I was doing a lot of nodding because all the taking apart stuff, the erector set, all that's the same.
Yep.
All the same.
And let me ask you a question. Did you want those toys or did you get those toys? Did somebody, did your parents or anybody see that you were messing with this stuff so they bought, toys that fit your personality? Or do you think the personality was shaped by what you played with?
A little of both. I mean, of course, I asked for a lot of the stuff that I got. And then some of it was like the erector set. That was a random thing. But
Right.
that's because they knew I like to take stuff apart and build it.
Right. All right.
Okay.
Used to, mess around.
That makes sense.
Well, if you ever come up here, I'll make sure we have an erector set here we can play with in the studio.
Can we not say erector anymore?
Why? Because Dad's back in the room? All right, Jeff. I'll talk to you later,
Later,
buddy.
Jeff.
See ya.
All right, thanks.
Bye-bye.
I got most of my toys. Actually, I think my parents saw what I was doing,
Mm-hmm.
and they knew I was into cars, even when I was young, like young, like 7, 8. And they got me the visible V8. I didn't even know what it was.
Right.
I mean, I knew what it was since I opened the box, but I didn't know there was such a thing. And I got it for Christmas one year, and I was like blown away. Like, I don't even know if I opened up any other presents after I got that thing. I was like, oh man, I got to put this together. Probably would have been cooler if I got it when I was a little bit older, because then I could have blew it up with a drill like you did.
How old were you think, when you got that?
8 or 9.
Yeah.
I was young.
They have some cars. Well, my son is 19 now, but when he was like 7, 8, I bought these cars for him.
Right.
The same way I had Matchbox and Hot Wheels. I don't remember what they were called, but they were nice cars, big wheels in the back, blowers on the hood. I mean, it was just crazy. It looked more like the cartoon stuff. Remember the cartoon tunes?
Right.
Those characters. It looked like that.
Yeah, did you buy them at car meets and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to have it. I used to buy them for him and keep them in my truck because I liked them
Right. All right.
as an adult.
Real quick, 908-751-0211. Anybody's got anything they want to add?
We should really thank our sponsors too.
Who?
That's right. We don't have any sponsors.
No, we're sponsored by Mike Troopy
Yeah, for now. This is
and Big Tom and Big Tad.
This is our pocket radio
Yeah.
at this point. Tad, I have to ask you, Flame
Yes.
Rod, what kind of toys did you have?
Boomstick.
like I said to you before the erector set, and you're like, what was that? And I was like, come on, the thing.
I
built
knew
up-
what
yeah.
the erector set was.
I had that Lincoln Logs because it was like hand-me-down presents that aunts and uncles had, and the family was so too cheap to buy anything, so I got that. And then the best thing I got was
Chainsaw.
Lego. I went nuts with Lego.
You know, the Lego is still really big with the kids.
Crazy.
Oh yeah,
You know, I found a picture of me younger with 2 Hess trucks in the back.
Right.
I had
And
them too.
I was
Yeah,
told that if I had those Hess trucks now, I'd be a rich man.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of those things were worth some cash. I had some of the full-size Tonkas, like the Tonka, like when they were really metal.
Oh, okay.
when it was built like a Tonka truck, it was the real
yellow.
deal.
Yeah.
That's where you got that love for the bright yellow right there.
Maybe. You might be right. You might be right. And, because that's like when, everybody's like, oh, my God, that thing's Tonka tough. Well, it's from those metal Tonka trucks. I mean, I remember them from when I was a kid.
Yep.
And they were durable. That was real metal.
Hell yeah. We had the
Yeah.
dump trucks. We had the front end loader with the
Yeah,
Had a
you
handle,
I
yeah.
remember the
Yep.
black handle,
Yep.
and it pulled it.
had
wish
all-
it was actually automatic instead of mechanical.
Yeah, I had the crane.
Yep.
You let down the rope and it would pick shit.
You got really funky.
Oh yeah, we had everything, man.
And think about those things are like, look on eBay what some of that shit's worth.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can imagine.
And I mean, like my mom cleaned out the old toy room at the house, and there wasn't really much of anything that was worth anything left. You know,
Figures,
like
right?
who knows where the Tonka toys or any of that stuff. I probably sold them at a garage sale for
$1
$1 or
yeah.
something.
Yeah, my mother did that with all my Matchbox cars.
Yep. So you're a Matchbox guy too.
I just had them because, you know, but I was trying to get the rare ones, like something from a Lotus or something like that, and all this cool stuff.
I had a carrying case for mine.
Did you really?
Yeah, I had over
I
50.
still do.
Used to-
I do
still do.
dude from the racing. We used
Yeah.
to put him in a carrying case upside down.
It has a white strap with
Could
a
not
blue
let
box.
him sit on the wheel.
Really?
Yeah,
Carry my
dude.
Matchbox.
I had an F40 Ferrari that I don't think ever lost a race ever. That's why we needed the camera.
Did you ever introduce them to Joe Siri with the slot cars? And
Yeah, there was the slot car racing. Was another thing. Joe Siri did that. Well, the slot car guys, they get a little out of control.
Now they do.
Yeah.
We got a guy at work that's big into that, building custom cars and doing all that stuff.
The slot cars?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty lot of detail.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, and those things, you watch those things when
blinding now.
they drag race those things, they're insanely fast.
Yeah. To scale.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
But that brings me to probably, if I had to point out the coolest toy I think I ever had, that like one of the things I can remember doing with my dad.
Real doll.
It's funny.
I knew Tad would know.
Yeah. And Tad, you're just so fucked up.
He said it's funny.
It is funny.
So, but I don't know
dad.
if everybody's going to remember this, but do you remember the Cox car that had big back tires on it, and it ran on a string, a piece of fishing line?
Yeah.
That was the coolest thing.
I had them.
Not the one you pull like that.
It wasn't a pull start.
No. It was a
Actually, you started it by holding it in the air and spinning
Yeah.
a tire.
Yep.
And you get the thing running, and you put. I can even remember making the course. It was like 100 feet.
Yeah, you had nail in. You had to put nails in.
Yep, 2 nails in the very end.
Yep.
Wide, so you made a Y, and then you tied a loop of fishing string around, and then pulled it back tight to the starting line. Single nail, so you made a Y.
Mm-hmm.
You got the car running, and then you got it running and got it tuned, and it's screaming, and you drop it on the ground. That thing's gone. And then when it hit. There used to be shutoff knots. You'd put knots in the fishing line, and then when it went past the shutoff notch, it would pull a cover over the exhaust and shut the motor down.
Yep.
And I mean, I remember we made pass after pass after pass.
I think I had a funny car, like a red,
Yeah.
a white with red and blue and stars and stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I remember that. You know, I mentioned to you last week when we were talking about this, or a couple of days ago, whenever it was, that as adults, we had this thing called the Rocket Car Nationals.
Mm-hmm.
And my one of my best friends who moved to Arizona, he invited me to this thing. He had been going for years, and people would come with real rocket motors in whatever kind of car they could build.
Mm-hmm.
And my buddy was a cars got away from the string because rocket motors you can't shut off. They would just stop.
Light and they go till they burn out.
Well, it got off the string.
I just want to point out something here.
Go.
Did you happen to see that big thing pop up on the computer screen a second ago?
I didn't.
Well, what just popped up was capture unexpectedly quit, which is our recording.
Sweet. We got nothing.
We probably got nothing.
When I was listening to the Mixler, it dropped out a couple times.
Yeah, I think the legendary Mac is having a problem.
Great.
Yeah, so this show might be a live one only, which really
Call
kind of
Fudd.
sucks.
Call Fudd, he can fix it for you.
Son of a bitch.
Well, unless somebody's recording it.
No, nobody's recording.
I
I
know.
don't think Mixler's recording either. I never set it to record. Anyway, continue.
Well,
Holy shit.
kind of sucks now, but
You didn't see it pop up?
I didn't.
The big, huge capture stopped and is reopening and gave me this big error dump log.
I missed it.
This piece of shit.
All right.
Just
Well,
report it.
to end the story on a, I'm all deflated now.
was a good
One of the cars got off the rope and went like 2 blocks into the woods and started a fire.
Oh, man.
You know who that is.
All right.
No.
We're recording again, so maybe we'll insert a fake commercial. This is sponsored by Ted's Blow Up Dolls. You know, something.
So I'm going to
man.
have the 383 builder talk to you again.
Oof.
Explain to you what you did wrong in the first
So
place.
you guys set the woods on fire?
Yeah. I mean, if you got enough stages of rocket, they don't go out. But the cool thing was, we had a video camera inside the bus
Mhm.
behind the two. We had a Barbie and Ken doll in the seats,
Right.
and I know we're on the radio, so they can't see what I'm doing, but this thing's going down the track, which was a couple 100 feet long, and the dolls are bouncing around and everything, and then, it's funny. It's just fun. And we're adults. We're full-grown people with no brains.
But the reason I bring this up, and in case anybody is still calling, because we're going to have to display some content in anyway, 908-751-0211.
Well, it didn't make any difference to them.
No, they just heard us get all fucked up when it stopped recording. What I'm curious about is, did the toys shape your personality? And the reason that I'm bringing this up is I read this whole study about men losing masculinity because of the toys they are playing with today. I read a whole study,
meaning kids,
that says that the reason that the quote-unquote sexes are kind of coming together is the toys are not gender specific as like they used to be. Like the toys aren't as masculine. Like, think about it. Kind of things like guns are gone. Things are gone. It might teach a kid to drive a car maybe too fast. Yep. Or, you know what I mean?
Does that reflect society?
Yeah.
I had a pellet gun when I was 6.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
I didn't.
Red Ryder?
I had a pony.
It was a cross.
Did you really?
Yeah. I used to live in East Orange, New Jersey, in the city.
Yeah.
And my grandfather lived in Glassboro, New Jersey, and we had a pony for all the grandkids. I used to come to school on Monday and tell them I was riding my pony, and people used to laugh and like,
man, that's the kid that was going to have all that vicious stares. Oh, jealousy.
No, they didn't believe me. We had a pony.
I thought he was going to say I would come to school on Monday on my pony.
No, I'm saying I was living in the city.
Right.
But my grandfather lived all the way in South Jersey, and we would go there on the weekends. I'd ride the pony, drive the dune buggy I spoke of earlier.
Right.
Come back and tell these kids that I did that, and they'd be like, come on, dude. Stop.
Just stop already.
Well, I don't
That's
know.
good shit, though, isn't it?
That's crazy.
I don't know if you, Mike, because I don't know how many horses are by you because you had that golf course crap. They wouldn't let up that stuff. By me, we had people that had horses in the backyards in small barns. Mm-hmm. They go around the block. So they meant nothing to me. And then I got horse riding lessons at Silver Saddle Ranch. I realized you can't shut this thing off. It's got a brain. I want a motorcycle instead.
Zero interest in horses or anything like that. Zero. Yeah, it's good. Everything's working. Tom's looking concerned.
No, I think we got a caller, no?
So you didn't have any
any shit,
pets?
we do. These guys in Georgia.
Nice.
That might be
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Hey, caller, you're on the air.
How you doing?
All right, how are you? Who's this?
All right. Swap time.
Oh no, I was just hating on this guy. Man, I didn't mean any major disrespect to you. Just for me to lock up for $250, that was kind of dumb, bro. I mean,
you just call him dumb.
I don't mean it badly. You know what I mean?
How the fuck could you not mean it badly?
Because the guy doesn't know I'm just a jerk off.
I just landed. You still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Turn your radio down in the back if you're listening to us, because now you're going to hear it in the back.
I'm on the phone. I just called the number, so I haven't heard the show.
Okay.
But I said I was going to call in because I figured this would be a topic. And luckily, the show is still on. So here's my take on it. To lock in for $250 was not a big deal for me personally because it wasn't about the DP. It was never about the DP for me.
Right.
So why would you lay it 2-1? I didn't care about 500. 500 was probably what I was going to have in the pot anyway when you consider how we split it up between my family and my friends. So it wasn't about that. It was about I wanted to race.
Right. And you see, from my side, when I said that I thought it was a little stupid to lock up so far away for so little money, because like it makes the transit bad. You know what I mean? Like if it was for sure $250 and you cared about the money. I mean, look, I've done dumb shit where it was $250. I'd drive to Florida to give somebody a hard time. It wouldn't matter to me. But yeah.
But that's what everybody doesn't understand.
Right.
It wasn't about the money. It wasn't about the travel. It wasn't about that. It was about me wanting to race.
Right.
The car needed to come back to New York anyway.
Okay.
If the car didn't come back to New York this weekend, it was going to come back the 21st. It was going to come back. The car needed to come back to New York anyway. So I never cared about that. I wanted to race. This is the point I made to Crunch early. I made to everyone. It wasn't about that. It was about me wanting to race. You know, the whole time Crunch explained that he wanted to race. He was going to be out there. He was going to work on his car. Now, as we got closer to the date, you know, I wanted to ensure that he was going to be ready, that we were going to race. And so I was very direct when I asked my questions in regards to him, his car being ready, he being at the track. And he never once said, my car's not ready. He never once said, oh, you know, I'm having issues. In fact, when I asked him, I asked him how we looking for Sunday, and he said, hey, you know, I'm looking good, but how's the weather?
Mm-hmm.
So the whole time, ever since Wednesday, I made moves off of his car being ready, and the only factor that we would have in regards to the race is the weather. Now, I'm in race mode. I want to race. This is supposed to be my first drug race, right? So me being the person that I want to be, I'm not going to let a 60% chance of scattered showers stop me. I already drove 1,000 miles.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you, especially, dude.
Let that stop me.
Yeah, dude, if it was your first race, you almost, I understand what this cat's saying,
Yeah.
Crunch. You almost
I
have
do
to be there. Your first race, you don't show up, you look bad. You know what I mean? I hear
More than that, I think what he's saying, it's his first race. He wanted to be there.
Right.
I'm hearing that.
And it wasn't about, but here's the thing. Nobody understands. It wasn't about just showing up.
No, it was about racing.
It was what I wanted to do to him. You know, it wasn't about just beating him. It was about making a statement.
Right.
I built a whole new car in 3 months. We worked hard to build a whole new car. I postponed going to 3 events that I always go to not show this car.
Well, Ty.
And it wasn't about crunch.
But Ty, listen to me. Do you understand? I can't. You're my competitor. I can't play your deck or your hand. When we're dealt hands, I can't play your side. So I can't tell you about my car. It's not my responsibility. I'm not responsible to tell you. I'm not. It's hard for me to explain. You have to learn the game, play the game. I'm not going to tell you any information that you don't deserve to know.
Game and respect is two different things. This is the way I feel, and it's obviously that we can agree to disagree. But had I been in your shoes, I would have just gave you the heads up. Yo, you know what? My car's not ready, but there's a possibility it ran.
And then what?
What? And you know, because I called and I told you, I said, Crunch, I called you while I was outside S&K at 4:30. They closed at 5 to tell you, yo, I need to buy belts tomorrow to check in. Now, if you're not ready, let me know so I don't have to go ahead and spend $75 on seatbelts.
But we didn't have a conversation after that.
Because you did not pick up your phone.
There was nothing to talk about, Ty. I've been doing this so long. I'm 44 years old. You're in your what, 20s?
You're twice as old as me.
Right. I've been teaching you stuff from the very beginning. The 500 to 250. Listen. You have to listen. 500 to 250 laying the odds was your idea. I agreed.
And it wasn't.
You having to travel is your idea. I agreed.
That's how much I wanted to race.
I said to you, we can cancel this race. That way people won't take a chance on 60% chance of rain. You said, no, I'm going to go with all the motions. Your choice, bro. Well, for 250, it had to be worth it for you. 250, I wouldn't have done any of that.
Look.
None of it.
It wasn't about the 250. As you saw, 250 doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't.
You exposed all the changes you made. You exposed all the stuff that was in your favor by showing up. You think my car is not ready right now for $250. You do not know anything about my car, and you think you know. So I'm happy with that.
You know,
I lost the DP. I can live with that.
And at 3,200 pounds in a small block, you would not have beaten me.
I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna beat you to death. Not just beat you.
You're not gonna beat me because we're never gonna race.
No, you won't race then.
Deserve the same respect. For you to say I didn't deserve the same respect as someone else, as common courtesy, that's disrespectful.
You know why I said that?
No respect, and I have no respect for you for that.
But do you know why I said that? Do you know why I said that?
No.
Let me explain it to you. Let me explain it to you as a grown man to a younger adult. You listening?
So I'm not a grown man now.
No, I said to a younger adult.
I'm a grown man.
After we locked the money up for the race 6 months ago, you came on the internet 3 weeks later. You remember that? Saying you might have family problems.
In the hospital, he had pneumonia.
But listen, you wanted to get out of the race then, and I said, just pay the DP and we'll lock it in later. You said no.
Let you know.
So you were playing games.
How much?
But you were playing games early. So when you're playing games early, now the games are being played. Now you're subject to anything.
But so now, all right. So now you're saying what's good for the goose is good for the gander, but yet I let you know 6 months in advance that my pops had pneumonia, was in the hospital, and it wasn't okay for me to let you know in advance that I was going to possibly pay the DP.
But I didn't know. I didn't know all of that, bro. You didn't give me specifics. You just said family issues.
Bro, I didn't have to. You didn't give me specifics about your car not being ready.
Exactly, but that's how this goes. I didn't do anything wrong. I did nothing wrong. I played by the rules. We have a DP man. The DP man never said I did anything wrong. You won $250. It just cost you a lot to get to $250.
Listen,
so you have to live with that, brother.
You're still saying it cost me. It didn't cost me anything. I would have made the same moves regardless. The only thing.
So then, what's the big deal?
You could have.
If that's the case, then what's the big deal?
The big deal is the way you drug it out.
I drug it out.
Is the way you drug it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like you did. I spoke to you Wednesday. You could have gave me the heads up. Yo, my car's not ready. My car's not ready. Or you could have gave me the benefit out and showed up and gave me your money.
The DP man had the money. I don't have to be there.
What about for Crunch? You could have been there and handed me your money. Man to man.
It was supposed to rain. I wasn't coming down there. I clearly you saw that.
Yeah, but what about also negotiating something? What about also the negotiation factor of Crunch? Let's do the race earlier. Let's do it at 12.
So you're asking for all of this courtesy, correct?
Who's asking for courtesy? I'm asking to negotiate the same way you called me, or we decided to make a date on May 1st to find out when we were gonna race. You asked me, I can't do it the 17th. Oh, I can't do it Mother's Day. We can't do it Mother's Day because it's
Mother's Day was you said you couldn't do it Mother's Day.
I couldn't do it Mother's Day either.
Yeah.
Look, the only day you could do was
you could.
31st. That was
you would like
the negotiation process.
Ty, the big deal is you just learned a lesson, but I had to drive to North Carolina to get the car. You remember that? As soon as we locked it in, I had to go to North Carolina to get the car.
Mark told me that he went to North Carolina to get your car. So who's lying?
Who told you that?
Mark.
Mark who?
Mark told me. Mark said. This is what Mark said on Sunday. He came over to me and said, "What's up?" I said, "Hey, Mark, is your boy coming?" He said, "He's coming." I said, "All right." So I sat there in the lane with my car, and he said, "You wouldn't believe it if I told you that I went down there and got the car for him. I could tell you he's coming." And I said, "Yeah." So that was his car under the car cover in whoever's garage it was.
That's not true. Well, Ty, I don't have to explain anything to you, but that information is not true. My car is not under anyone's car cover. It wasn't my car. I went and got my own car.
Mark, I'm telling you, Mark didn't agree.
Well, you need to take that up with him. I own my car. I know what happened with it.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So you're gonna call Mark a liar because I'm not lying.
I'm not gonna call him anything.
On the phone right now, that's gonna hand me.
I'm telling you right now, I went to North Carolina and got my own car.
Look, where it is, I don't care. Where it is, I don't care. But the fact of the matter is, had I done the same thing to you, it'd be a really big. It would have been bigger than what it is right now.
Okay, well, I'm gonna fix this.
How the fuck are you gonna fix it?
I'm gonna try to fix it,
bro.
Here's what would be my. I'm gonna Crunch. I'm gonna be you. I'm gonna be the negotiator. All right. What do you want to race this guy?
I'm gonna race this guy. I have another race locked in, so I have to change the car now.
Intention of racing this guy.
So all right. So
no intention, because he doesn't respect me as a man. He doesn't respect me as a man. For him to say I don't deserve the same respect as someone else, he would have done someone else differently, then he has no respect for me. You know?
Well, you've never raced. You've never done this. I've done this since I was 15. That's what I'm talking about. It's not a gouge in your manhood when I say that. It's just, why should I respect you? Who are you?
I will never let this grudge racing or racing in general change my character as a man.
Okay.
That's good.
And
That is good.
And have I?
Yeah,
How?
by doing what you did, yes, you did. By saying you would have gave somebody else the common courtesy other than me.
My exact words were, listen, if you understand, you don't even understand the things that I'm saying because you're clouded with your emotions. Listen to what I'm saying.
So
Everybody doesn't get the same amount of courtesy in the game when you know their personalities. Now, you and I go back and forth on the internet and say many things to each other, very disrespectful things at times. So at those times, I don't forget those times when it comes to the negotiation process. You're still the same person that used to talk to me the way you did. So in the negotiations, you don't get that respect. And there's nothing you could do about it. It's over and done with.
Think about
Live with it, learn, and move on.
Okay, so listen, you don't have to say, it's not going to bother you, but don't say anything to me. You don't have to worry about me.
Okay.
It's not going to affect you.
All right, Ty.
Any respect from me.
I'm happy God gave you a good flight home and you landed and everything is good.
Cool.
God bless you. All right.
You were rain dancing. I actually prayed to whoop his
Oh shit!
I'm showing him some. Look, this is giving him some courtesy now, and he's not listening.
rain.
Cool.
That's why. No, I don't want your courtesy. I wanted your respect. I don't have it. You don't have mine.
You have to earn it, bro.
That's what we
In this game, you got to earn it.
earn it.
Hey Ty, can I just say one thing? You are handling yourself pretty well because it sounds like you're pretty pissed off.
Yeah,
and I will say I got to give you credit for you're handling yourself like a man. So I don't know if that does anything for you, but at least you're trying to be an adult.
Ty, I think what you should do is you should.
And it's not about the $250. You know, like I said, when it comes to racing, I won't let it change. You know, I say a lot of stuff on the computer. I take a lot of flack for not having any races, but I won three deposits because guys who weren't ready at the track paid me the money and came up and said, "Yo, I can't go."
Right.
And I understand that. Had Crunch came to the track and his car broke, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
My car didn't break.
So it reminded me of Pink's.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, Ty. Thanks.
Had it been rained out, we had Crunch. You know what? It's a no-win with you. It's a no-win with you, and it's no reason to talk, guys. I just came in because I figured I just called in.
No, and
I want to take it away from the show. I didn't want it to turn away from what you guys talk to. I've been silently listening for the last 3 weeks because I wanted to show some type of support and listening. So I was one of those 3 or 4, silent listeners that you saw out there because I wanted to. I don't hate this guy.
yeah,
I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt of being the man that he claims he is, and not what I've heard from everybody else around him. Some of them who have even stood next to him. Some of whom he even looks up to.
all right.
So I want to give this guy benefit of the doubt, but he's lost that. Because he turned out to be everything that they said he was. He turned out to do everything that they said he was going to do.
All right. Well, here's what I would tell you, Ty. The one thing, as a guy who's probably a little older than you, and certainly not a seasoned street racer by any means, dumbass hillbilly out here in the middle of nowhere.
That you are.
That I am. What I would tell you to do is, honestly, if in the future, the best way to make somebody, I don't want to say this badly, to make somebody your bitch is to beat them. And I would tell you that if I was on your side of it, and look, Crunch is sitting right across from me, so there ain't no coaching or nothing going on here. If I thought he got me, I'd be back to fuck him up with a vengeance. I don't know what it would take. It would be, I'd have whatever I could do, man.
He better go do
More
what
stages.
he can do. Keep building. That's all.
I would tell you that the next time, if you decide to lock up with Crunch again, make it hefty, so that he can't walk away without feeling, out getting hurt. So I guess probably you probably did learn something. I know what you're saying. You didn't care about the money. You wanted to race. You wanted to get out there. You want to have at it. And I completely understand that.
Yep.
And again, I'll say the same thing that Tom said to you. Ton of respect to you. You handled yourself well. You voiced your opinion.
Yep.
I mean, and that's what we're here for, honestly. Because look, in the end, like you said, you don't hate Crunch. Crunch don't hate you. We're all car guys. We like all this stuff. It doesn't matter if we're talking about, Paul Newman racing around a road course or us talking about racing.
Toys.
Or toys. It's all that matters, man.
Hey, get past it, man. Get your car, fast as shit and take them out. That's what I would do.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Thanks, Tad.
Thanks, Tad. You fucking idiot. No, we could blame Ty for that, for making Tad talk. Shit.
All right, Ty. Thanks for calling us, bro.
Thanks, man.
See you,
too.
buddy. Bye-bye. You know, I don't want to take the guy's side, but I see where his point is, and I see where your
I
point
understand
is.
that, but see, what people don't realize is we go back and forth on the internet, and we say some very, very harsh things to each other prior to these negotiations.
Right, because
I
you're
don't
trying
forget that stuff.
Now,
and
correct.
all of a sudden, now I'm supposed to be the guy to help him with his mortgage and shit.
Right.
Fuck out of here.
But like the stuff like the shit talk that happens beforehand,
Right.
That's to elicit a response. So you feel like even if you can't, back up what you're about to say.
There
take it
is
together.
a racing etiquette. There's a racing etiquette. There's some etiquette to this. There's a proper way to do things. I didn't extend the type of personality that I have for this particular individual because of the things we go back and forth with on the internet. Okay. So I understand with his frustration, and I did do things to piss him off, just like he said things to piss me off, and both worked. So in the end, 250 is what you win.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing, like I
wanted
said,
to bust his ass.
The only thing I would say that he did wrong, for me, now he did clarify a couple things. The car had to come back up here anyway.
Yep.
So
that made it a no lose.
He was making a trip no matter what. So if you were driving to drop your car off at a chassis shop or an engine shop, and you could pick up at the minimum 250, hey man, that's awesome.
Yep.
So I don't know. Like I said, I kind of feel bad. It did.
I do a little bit, but you know what? He's going to come to his senses and he's going to line it up again.
Yeah, you know what? But don't let personal, I want to say pride or respect get too much in the middle of this grudge thing and making another race happen. Because you let that get in the way, you're never going to race, or you're not going to race for the right reasons.
Think of how it would feel to take him out if you could.
Oh, I mean, listen. If I thought you did me wrong and I could race you, I would love nothing. I would ride your ass for years on the internet if I came back and beat you.
But let me show you the difference in the cars.
Yeah.
My 3,200-pound street car with street tires and tailpipes against his 2,200-pound Vega with a 350 block, 22 degree, both of us all motor.
Okay.
So the advantages are clearly on his side. I was just going to show him something.
Okay.
Beat his ass, spank him like a kid, and send him on his way.
That sounds like a pretty tall order, dude, if that thing's 2,200 pounds.
It was 350 block. So that's the difference. I know, but
Crunch's a little fired up.
Yeah. So it didn't work out that way for me.
Another call.
I got to talk to this guy because I haven't talked to this guy in so long, and he was cool to hang out with. Hassan.
Hey, what's up, Mike Troopy?
What's up, man? How are you? God, I haven't talked to you in so long. I mean, I saw you on Facebook, but man, it's so good to connect back with you again, man. I remember you.
Likewise, man. Likewise. I'm wishing all well wishes to you, your family, the show.
Thank you, man.
I'm listening to you guys chop it up. Crunch, man. See, it's crazy. It's crazy. I want to comment about what.
This is my teammate
talking about.
Yep.
Pony Guns.
Crunch means so much to me as a person. He took me under his wing and showed me things that nobody else was willing to show me. So when I say what I say about him, I'm speaking from the heart. I mean, we don't care what anybody thinks about us because we got each other. And we approach the game of grudge racing in a certain type of way that other people, they just do not understand. We meant no ill by doing whatever needed to be done to Ty, but he's the enemy. He's not part of our team, so he gets what he gets. And he said a lot of things, and he's all caught up in his feelings right now. He doesn't even understand that he put his own self in this situation. So his pride, see, one thing about pride and ego, you can't buy this stuff at Summit and Jegs and all that. Pride and ego and all that. And you
well
wrap all that into your car and you think it's going to go your way, but it goes the other way. Mike, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Your brother know.
Yep.
So I'm just saying that to say nobody wanted to or I don't believe that Crunch would do something to disrespect him, but this guy had to be taught a lesson, and he learned his lesson.
I got to tell you,
know?
I'm sitting here from the outside looking in, and a couple key things just popped into my head. I think that if I had a street race and somebody locked me up to show up to the track for a very low dollar amount, I would think that they were trying to maybe a little fact-finding mission, like they paid for a little bit of information.
Well, see, the whole thing. Well, what he didn't realize is for the 250,
right,
and all the changes that he made to his car, he came all fiberglass, wing, parachute, and all that stuff he put on his car.
You just learned
he
that for $250.
exposed that for $250.
Yeah,
and they're mad because I didn't come to the track and show them what I had.
Understand? Yeah, he doesn't understand it though, Crunch. You can tell by what he's saying he doesn't understand.
Well,
he think you did him an injustice, like you owed him. You owed him something.
Well, and sadly,
one thing.
Sorry.
So excuse me.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
A lot of guys nowadays don't understand that there's levels to this game. It's levels of intellect, and there's levels of performance to this game. And if you ain't you know, you might have a fast car, but if you don't have an understanding of the game itself, it's not going to mean anything to you. Yeah. You know, you're gonna pay a lot for your learning. And
and the reality is,
talking about respect and stuff like that, that ain't got nothing to do with grudge racing or money racing or what we used to call racing for money. But it has nothing to do. We don't go around disrespecting people. It has nothing to do with that. All those feelings are moot. It's just he created all of these stipulations. He got everything he asked for, and then when he got it, he didn't want it. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I just called to support y'all, support my teammate. I hate when people try to throw him under the bus because I'm going to tell you, he's one of the most righteous dudes I ever met in life, and especially in the grudge racing game. This guy's real, and people know it, and they don't like it. They don't like it. He'll tell you the truth. He'll definitely tell you the truth. He spares no feelings. He will tell you the truth, but I'm going to tell you, he's a loyal friend, a comrade, a brother, and I got nothing but love for him. And, I take a lot of heat for him, but I don't care because that's my man.
I keep us in trouble.
Quick for life.
I keep us in trouble, Haas.
Yeah. That boy's probably crying in his drink right now, man.
Well, I feel the same way about.
He wanted to cry.
I feel the same way about Crunch. That's why he's here doing this with us. He's a good friend, and I hope I've introduced him to two other good friends. So yeah, I mean, all good people. That's who I try to keep around here, no doubt.
And Ted,
and Ted, and Son, you're more than welcome to head up here one night. When we're going to do this, I'd love to have both of you guys in.
He lives in PA.
That, man.
Oh, you live in PA? Whereabouts?
Right on.
Yeah. I'm out right outside of Easton.
Really? Yeah. Oh shit! Do you know Brian's out there?
Oh yeah, we'll talk behind the scenes, and we could link up. But I just called to show some support. Because we get a bad rap, but let me tell you, my man. He knows the gang. He knows this gang better than a whole lot of people I know that are playing, that are active in the game. Crunch, man, I got love for you, man. You already know, man.
All right, son, go ahead and get off the radio before you have me here crying in front of grown men.
Nah.
He's tearing up now. Nah. I just handed him a tissue.
Yeah. Well, thanks for calling, Haas.
Yeah, no doubt, man. You guys have a good night, man.
See you, son. Good talking to you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right.
He's a good dude.
Yeah, Haas is a good guy.
I hadn't talked to him, and when I saw him on Facebook, I said, I wonder how he's doing. He was a good dude. He was a really good dude. Well, this ended up being a much longer show than we probably anticipated because of our complete screw-ups.
Well, you should have
a lot more work for you.
Yeah, we should have enough to tie something sorted together. I'm sure there's going to be a break. Maybe I'll have to put an extreme powder coating commercial in or something.
Yeah.
All right, man. Anything else, guys?
Power and speed.
God bless.
That's about it.
Say goodnight, Todd.
Good night, Tad.
See everybody next time.
Later.